Yo, 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 what's going on out the fight world? It's your boy Money back with another one, fam. And this one here is on two big dogs in this fight game. We have Terence T-Bug Crawford, the undefeated three-division world champion, the man to go undisputed in two different weight classes in the four-belt era. He's considered number one on a lot of people's pound-for-pound list. Then we have Errol, the true Spence Jr., the former WBC, IBF, and Super WBA welterweight world champion. He's at 154 pounds now, looking to be a two-division world champ. And Errol is still one of the top shotters in this boxing game today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, we all been sitting back waiting to get information on the rematch between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. We've been hearing a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation of a February return with both of these dudes, rematching at 154. And also we've been hearing things about, Terence Crawford wanting to fight to be at 147. Well, we need Errol to come on, step out, and let people know that, this rematch is taking place and it's going to follow the contract rules. You understand? The fight going to be at 154. And Terence Crawford, he don't have a choice. You feel me? He don't have a choice. He can try to beat around the bush and go try to fight a Canelo and things of that nature. But when it comes down to the come down, he has, to abide by the contract. And Terence Crawford, him himself knows this. I remember when some guy was interviewing him, he was walking out, and they asked him, will the rematch take place? He said, yeah, Errol Spence, he's obligated to his rematch. So it's in the contract. I got to honor the contract. If he wants his rematch, then I have to give him his rematch. So even Terence Crawford knows that he got to rematch Errol Spence, even though he's trying to run around and get fights with Canelo and things of that nature, trying to put Canelo on blast, saying he was going to fight Errol Spence, but he won't fight him at 160 pounds. Just a lot of things that's outside of his league. You feel me? Instead of him staying inside of his realm and controlling what he controlled. You feel me? So, Terence Crawford, a lot of people look at him trying to get a bigger bag on the way out the door. And, him feeling himself after beating Errol Spence and, getting some recognition that he deserved, right? There's no hate, no shame this way, right? You beat somebody like an EJ in the ring in the fashion that he beat a man, you deserve some recognition, right? But at the end of the day, y'all also signed a contract that says it's a rematch clause either way. So if Errol Spence would have been victorious in that ring July 29th, Terence Crawford was activate his rematch clause, and Errol Spence would have had to, honor that. And Errol Spence is the type of fighter that's going to honor the contract, just like Terence Crawford has to honor it. You understand? So this is no, oh, man, y'all want Errol Spence to get his rematch and y'all don't want Bud to do this or Bud. No. It's a rematch clause in the contract for a reason. You feel me? And it went both ways. So it doesn't matter who won the fight. The other guys are going to want that rematch because both of them are that prideful. Period. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You know what I'm saying? No ifs, ands, buts about it. Like they both got their pride. So if they'd have lost July 29th in front of, the crowd that was out there, they was going to want their rematch. And just so happened, Terence Crawford was victorious, and Errol Spence wants his rematch, bro. And you got to give him that. You know what I'm saying? So I want Errol to step out and tell Bud to stop talking about a Canelo Alvarez fight. Stop talking about a Jamel Cholo fight. Don't get to talk about a Tim Tszyu fight. It's me and you next, buddy. We know what we signed up for. When we talked on the phone, way before the contracts were signed and things of that nature, right? When I vowed to give you what you asked for to make the first fight happen, I went against my team. I went against my pockets. You feel me? I went against my morals to let you even come out last when I'm the unified champ. You feel me? To let you get a fucking coin toss and things of this nature, get a higher percentage. You feel me? I went against the squad. So now that you feel like you got the upper hand, you trying to, look me or that's a street term, but otherwise you trying to, stomp on my neck and hold me down and tell me, well, take it or leave it. Otherwise, it ain't going to happen. Which that's not true, bro. That's not true at all. And Errol, he has been quiet. He haven't said anything since the loss. He came out, spoke on his Twitter, praising Terence Crawford for his W, saying, let's do it again. And hopefully it's at 154. And he's standing on that, bro. You know what I mean? Because he's obligated to that. And it's up to Terence Crawford to stop beating around the bush and get that man what he deserves. You feel me? Give him what he deserved. Because you got the fan base out here, you know, the ones who act like they real big Terence Boy Crawford fanatics and faggot nights. And, oh, we've been going for Crawford since the beginning, knowing they lying like hell. You got a lot of people just hating on Errol Spence because they don't like the man. You got a lot of people feel like that Errol Spence played them some way, somehow, who was really on Errol Spence's side at first. Then they switched over and they pulled up for Terence Boy Crawford to beat him just to say 999 now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even real love for Terence Boy Crawford coming for some of these dudes. But they heard talking about how, oh, Errol don't deserve a rematch. And, oh, man, it's going to be the same. Or he can't do nothing different than win the fight and all this other weird shit. That don't mean anything, bro. It doesn't mean. Even if Terence Boy Crawford go out there and be victorious at 154, even if he go out there and make it look just like he did at 147, it doesn't mean anything. The main thing is the contract. Period. You feel me? And Errol Spence deserving his rematch. Period. You understand what I'm saying? That's the main thing. It don't matter how you try to slice it or dice it or beat around the bush. You owe that man a rematch. That man won his rematch, and ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. If you go out there, you're victorious at 154, kudos to you. Make your name that much more bigger. Then you can go out to the big fights with Canelo and the Charlos and things of that nature, right? They might even want it themselves. Who knows? They might even want, oh, man, you beat Errol Spence 2 times in a row, bro. Okay, well, let's get it on. You never know what doors open up after something like that. But right now, with Canelo telling you, hell no, we won't go. It's not a fly. I'm not fighting you. Nobody wants that fight. Nobody was never interested in me and you banging and things of that nature. And you have to accept that, right? Charlo letting you know, okay, I want the fight, but after my brother get his rematch, right, he telling you flat out. You know what I mean? So if you can't abide by that or go out there and read in between the lines of nobody wants you until you fight Errol Spence the second time, you know, then that's something that you're trying to get away from. And that's something that's inside of you that's being a hater, that's being a liar, that's being naive, and you're untrustworthy now. You feel me? You're untrustworthy now. So now do PPC want to do business with you going forward? You understand? Do PPC want to do business with you going forward because they gave you the opportunity, right? They gave you the opportunity, so they're expecting you to give the same opportunity back and, you know, honor your contract. So if you can't do that, then guess what? You definitely not finna get Canelo next. You definitely not finna get Charlo next. You're going to go back to the same fighters that you've been fighting and things of that nature, and you're going to be on the same level that you was on before the Errol Spence fight. And Errol Spence will be your biggest money fight and the biggest fight of your career, and you will never touch another one of those fights, you know, going forward. You know, you let it be known that you already halfway out the door anyway. If you didn't get the Errol Spence fight, you was going to retire and things of that nature. So now a lot of people look at it that you bag chasing, which is nothing wrong with bag chasing. I don't knock nobody that's trying to get a bigger payday and feed their family. That's outside of my realm. That's outside of my jurisdiction and things of that nature. I just speak on what's next in boxing. If somebody deserves something, I'm going to, you know, get them their just due. Doesn't matter who it is, right? This can be smaller fighters on a smaller scale. But if the rematch was the rematch in the clause and that man wants his rematch, then I'm going to get that man his just due and say he deserves his rematch because you signed that contract. You know what I'm saying? You signed a contract. You know? Now, like I said, I'm quite sure Errol Spence is going to push this. He's not going to shy away from it. He's going to do everything in his powers to make sure this fight takes place at 154 and Terence Crawford honor that contract. Even Terence Crawford said he was done at 47. He couldn't make the weight no more. Come on now. Come on. Let's keep it real, you know? So at the end of the day, man, it's just about being the man, standing on principle, and just being fair. That's it. Just being fair and honoring your word. And in this case, honoring that John Hancock that you put on that goddamn contract that you can't get out of unless you go get sued. And that's just the bottom line. So, EJ, we waiting for you to step up, man, and speak a little bit more on this rematch. Let us know what's going down. I know Showtime is, you know, coming to an end and things of that nature. So now the fight got to be, you know, be presented on another platform, which is going to, you know, take place on another platform. But at the end of the day, you know, let us know that you're not shying away and that you standing 10 toes and making this man, you know, stand on his word and, you know, stand on business at the end of the day and give you what's rightfully yours, and that's the rematch at 154. So we'll see, in the future, Errol Spence coming out to speak on this. But Terence Boy Crawford, be a man, honor the contract, and move on from that. Straight like that, and I'm on to the next.